Talking about mysteries in Taiwan, it would be a great omission if we didn't mention the case at Lotus Flower Apartment in 2006. Who was behind the tragedy of the Liu family? Let's find out now. At the beginning of September 2006, in Katan apartment complex, Lotus Flower, Taiwan, neighbors noticed a strong foul odor emanating from the Liu family's apartment. This was quite unusual, as it was a modern apartment complex with respectable residents. The smell was akin to that of stale leftover food. Upon receiving reports from residents, the police immediately arrived at the scene to investigate the cause. The apartment was eerily silent and locked from the inside, with no sign of the occupants for several days. After the Taiwanese police forcefully entered the premises, they discovered a horrific scene. The cause of the foul odor was revealed. Inside the bathroom were 5 decomposing bodies sprawled on the floor. The victims' hands and feet were tightly bound, their eyes and mouths taped shut, and their heads covered in plastic bags used for food storage. Realizing the complexity of the case, the major crime unit of Lotus Flower swiftly launched a special investigation. Information started pouring in immediately. The victims were identified as the 5 children of Liu Qichin, 48 years old, and Lin Chenmi, 35 years old. Among them, the 2 elder sons, aged 17 and 18, and the 12-year-old daughter were from Liu Qichin's previous marriage, while the 2 younger daughters, aged 8 and 9, were from his current wife, Lin Chenmi. What's puzzling is that both Liu Qichin and Lin Chenmi had disappeared without a trace at the time of the incident. A few days later, the police found Mr. Qichan's car at the Katan train station. The police believe that Liu Qichin and Lin Chenmi were the perpetrators who killed their children before fleeing to the train station. However, the biggest question now is, where did they flee, and what could be the motive for committing such heinous acts against their own children? Moreover, at the crime scene, the police found many strange clues and details, making the case extremely complicated and difficult to explain. Lin Chenxiao, the investigating officer responsible for the case, stated that there were many anomalies at the crime scene that baffled the police's reasoning abilities. Firstly, the house was locked from the inside, with the door secured with a horizontal iron bar. All windows in the house were fitted with iron grills, making it seemingly impossible for the perpetrators to escape. How could the culprits have managed to exit? The second strange point lies in the method and timing of the victims' deaths. Everything inside the house was orderly and clean, with no foreign fingerprints, and the victims' bodies showed no signs of injury, indicating no struggle before the tragedy occurred. Therefore, the initial investigation team believed that the victims might have been drugged or poisoned. However, forensic examination confirmed that all 5 children were not under the influence of drugs or poison. They were likely suffocated to death while fully conscious. The forensic pathologist also determined that the victims were not killed on the same day. Rather, each child had died at different times, with intervals ranging from 1 to 2 days. Additionally, the police found 3 cigarette butts at the crime scene, but DNA analysis revealed that they did not belong to any of the victims, nor to Liu Qichin and Lin Chenmi. These cigarettes were of a popular brand for women, leading the police to suspect that the smoker could be a woman and might be one of the perpetrators involved in the brutal killings. Moreover, the investigation revealed that the DNA on one of the cigarette butts belonged to a man named Tu, who had visited the Liu family before. However, he had an alibi, claiming that the cigarette butts were from the ashtray in the living room on the ground floor, further complicating the case. At the crime scene, no fingerprints were found inside the house or on the bodies, leading the police to believe that the murderers might have worn gloves while committing the crime. The bodies were found approximately 3 days after their deaths during the autopsy. However, at the same time, the children's mother was reported to have called their teachers to request a sick leave due to her illness. In addition, the police found 2 letters inside the house, one written on paper with a plea, "Call the police," The children have been kidnapped. We are in danger. Help! Another message was written on a 1,000 Northern Territory dollar bill. Neighborhood 285, house number 25, has been compromised. Importantly, call the police. If the couple wanted to seek help, why leave the notes inside the house instead of finding a way to put them outside the door? However, when checking the surveillance cameras on the street, the police found Liu Chi-chen and his wife Lin Chen-mi appearing at Caton train station shortly after the murder, and from the images, they were not under anyone's control. A camera was found inside the victim's house, but it had no memory card. Could there be something important that Liu Chi-chen and Lin Chen-mi wanted to hide? According to the information gathered, Liu Chi-chen and Lin Chen-mi had a photography shop, specializing in taking pictures for tourists at famous sightseeing spots in Hualien. Wanting to expand their business, Liu Chi-chen borrowed a large sum of money, about 3 million NT dollars, over 90,000 US dollars. However, the business failed, and Liu Chi-chen could not repay the debt, which may have been the reason for the family's tragic situation. Another suspected figure is Liu Chi-chen creditor. Due to financial disputes, this person once threatened to kill Liu Chi-chen's entire family. In the end, the police confirmed that he was not present in Hualien at the time of the incident. Police records noted statements from relatives, friends, and neighbors of Liu Chi-chen and Lin Chen-mi, stating that Liu Chi-chen exhibited many signs of psychological instability. Many years later, the disappearance of Liu Chi-chen and Lin Chen-mi as well as the mysterious deaths of their 5 children still had no progress. However, the net of heaven is vast. Is it difficult for the culprit to escape? In June 2015, a man discovered 2 human skulls while walking in the Hualien Mountains. The police were immediately notified and worked tirelessly to collect the bones for examination. Due to the natural weather conditions over the years, many of the bones become brittle and cracked, making it difficult to retrieve the victim's DNA. At the scene, personal belongings including clothes, glasses, shoes, and a bottle of insecticide were found. After meticulous analysis and testing, forensic experts determined that these 2 sets of skeletons belonged to Liu Chi-chen and Lin Chen-mi. They were the missing couple after the massacre 9 years ago. The location of the 2 sets of skeletons was only about 2 kilometers from the family's home. Traces of insecticide were found on Liu Chi-chen and Lin Chen-mi's bones, so the police concluded that after killing their 5 children, the couple fled together and then committed suicide. Not long after the discovery of the 2 sets of skeletons, the police released 2 of the recovered photos from the camera's memory at the old crime scene. The terrifying images once again shook the entire public of Taiwan. One of the photos showed a man wearing gloves, taken from behind, tying the hands and feet of one of the victims. Although the face was not visible, it is believed to be Liu Chi-chen himself committing the murders, and the one taking these pictures could be Lin Chen-mi. However, the police had no evidence to prove this, and there are still many unresolved aspects of the case to this day. Immediately after the murder, the house rumored to be haunted was sealed. Until March 2008, a police chief tasked with Hualien District decided to live there for a week to dispel the haunting rumors. Later, another student volunteered to live there but did not stay long. On September 11, 2015, the Hualien 5 children massacre was officially announced to be concluded by the Hualien District Prosecutor's Office, leaving much sadness and indignation for the people around house number 25 on 258 Alley. Since the suspects were deceased, the prosecutor's office decided not to prosecute. The Liu family's house was put up for sale, and by September 2016, a businessman from Taipei, Taiwan, China, had spent 3 million NT dollars to buy back the haunted house and invited monks to perform necessary rituals before renovating the entire house, designing it to be modern and airy. Although there were many strange sounds on the phone during the live broadcast of the monk's ritual, when cleaning up the house, the sounds disappeared. The new owner of this house also hoped that the rumors about the haunted house would disappear, and they would welcome a better life. Currently, both the interior and exterior of the house have been redecorated, all freshly painted, and the design has been completely changed, no longer feeling cramped. That's right, stringing all the evidence together, I have a few conclusions. Mass suicides in families are not uncommon in East Asian countries. However, the method used in this case is highly unusual. Poisoning would be the most common method chosen because it would cause a gentle, non-violent death. But here, suffocating the children goes completely against common logic. If it was suicide, why were the children's hands and feet tied? Why use duct tape instead of something more secure like rope? Why did the parents choose to move to a distant location to commit suicide? Why didn't they do it during one of their outings with their children? Like most other cases? Additionally, storing the bodies in the bathroom is also highly unusual, not to mention the duct tape and plastic bags, as if this was carefully planned rather than a spontaneous situation. If they were going to commit suicide anyway, why hide their fingerprints to prolong the process? Furthermore, the details show no signs of struggle at the scene, but also no signs of poisoning or drugs, which is very strange. Based on the above reasoning, I believe this family clashed with the underworld due to the heavy, unrepayable debts. And the terrorists heartlessly took action against the 5 children in the most brutal way to intimidate them. After Lu and Lam discovered the bodies of their children, they fled in fear. However, unfortunately they were hunted down and killed shortly after. Although technology is now very advanced, the Taiwan police have not found any further clues. How about you? Do you have any more reasonable explanations? Leave your comments below for me and other channel members to know.